is a big week for earnings when we're finally going to see the deluge starting. And we're going to get about 400 companies reporting this week, including the start of the FANGs with Netflix and a whole bunch of other extremely hot companies all reporting. Which ones should you even be watching? I'm going to be bringing you all the hot ones all week long, so you don't want to miss a single episode of the Earnings All-Stars. But to start off with, we're going to look at the tech sector and which are the hot tech names you should be watching this week, because there's a couple that you might be surprised about. So let's dive right in and see what they are. So we're going to start off with Netflix, which some may argue, is it a technology company? But of course it is. They did revolutionize streaming, and so we're including it, and another kind of social media type company in a few minutes. But Netflix has a good track record of beating. They have now missed twice in a row, however, and you can see the only last time they did that was in 2017. And then they righted the ship and started beating again. So will they do the same again this quarter? We will see. Now, a lot is relying on this stock for the next couple of months, as the movie theaters are not really going full steam ahead, as we've seen. And so other than the other streaming services, those are its competition, but it is now rolling out some of its big primetime programming, so to speak, with The Crown set to return for its fourth season. That's the Princess Diana season. They're expecting to see big push from that. So a lot going on with Netflix right here, and the shares still just about at that 5-year high. Nobody really seems to care if they miss or beat. It's really about the numbers and what's happening with subscribers. So this is going to be a hot one. It leads off the FANGs, and I think it's going to be one of the biggest ones of the week. Then switching over to the social media stock, Snap. I am including them in the tech because it's kind of, a weird category. It is tech, but it's not the hardware or software, but we're including it. So Snap, as you can see, it too is busting out here. It has a good track record of beating with just 2 misses since its IPO in 2017. So the miss or the beat hasn't really been its problem. It's been more, where are they getting their revenue and can they grow their subscribers? Well, people are believing now because the shares are breaking out. So this is going to be a big one to watch. It leads off the social media stocks. And, can it sustain this breakout? We'll see. Then we're going to switch over to the old technology, so to speak, with Lam. And they've got a great track record. Just that one miss mars their 5-year record there in 2020. Still an amazing record. And the shares backed close to being near the 5-year highs again. So this is definitely one on the chip side everybody's going to be watching. Another one, old tech, is Texas Instruments. Now, normally, I don't really bring this one for the Earnings All-Stars, even though it's got the good track record. It hasn't missed in 5 years, so it's got perfection here. But the shares were always just kind of, lollygagging along and in that narrow trading range, starting there in 2018. They weren't going anywhere. But now we've got the breakout. So suddenly, Texas Instruments is even looking pretty hot here. Were you patient enough to hold on through all that time period to get this breakout? And will this breakout hold? We will see. Then we're going to wrap it up with one of the oldest of the technology, Intel. And this chart, maybe not quite as good, certainly not as good as Texas Instruments, but it too is in this trading range starting in 2018. But it had bad news last quarter, even with the beat, about that new chip that's being delayed. So shares really sold off there, but they are getting somewhat of a bid here going into this next report. I guess since the bad news is already out there, how much worse can it get, right? So this is one that, if it can catch a bid here, could really lead this group. It is still really cheap among the chip stocks. And so a lot is going to be riding on if Intel can turn it around here. So as you can see, we're starting off with some of the newer tech names, but also some of the oldies. But tech is an area that obviously has been hot all year. It remains hot, and it's what everybody's going to be watching throughout this earnings season. So I'll be having more technology earnings charts over the next couple of weeks. You don't want to miss a single episode of the Earnings All-Stars. You can get us at zacks.com/YouTube, but be sure to get us somewhere, and I'll see you again next time with some more earnings charts.